Hello everyone, and we are on the last video of my Ryuu Kado or Dragon Gods Oracle cards because we are on card number 37 and 38, and those are the last two cards in the deck. So, what a wild ride this has been. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll talk about that for a moment before I actually get into the cards. So how do I feel about this series? I think it mostly went well. I think it helped me deep dive into each of these cards, and also helped me speak some Japanese and stuff, and learn a little bit of Japanese. I don't know how much of it really stuck, and I don't know how well I know each of these cards individually now, but I'm at least, more versed on them. So I think in that sense it was a success. I think some of the cards or some of the weeks I just wasn't really putting a lot of effort into it, or it was kind of a low effort thing on my part. So I probably didn't glean as much from that card or this card or that card, etc. I did try, but these were 38 separate cards, and this whole series kind of spanned 2 years. But I did enjoy doing my reading reels and putting those up kind of every other week. Sometimes I would go a few weeks between, or sometimes it would be week after week. But yeah, and those are on my Instagram, so go check that out if you're interested. I would say the other part where this kind of didn't quite work, I guess, is the success of it on YouTube, which is that it was not. It was not successful. Most of these videos only got 20, if I'm lucky, 20 views. This just was not something that people seemed to be all that interested in, and I mean, I stuck with it. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be that interesting for people, but this was a project for me that I was hoping other people would find interesting, but it's not surprising to me that this series did not do well on YouTube, but I stuck with it, and that's all that really matters. So I am glad that we are at the end, though. So this will be it for this year. I might try a different study next year. We'll see how that goes, but the study series videos don't do well on YouTube, so we'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about these cards. We will go with card number 37 first. Okay, so here's the book, and by the way, look at this book. Holy crap, it is so stuff. I'm gonna have to try to break this thing apart and rebind it somehow in making a thicker or wider binding, and then figure out what I want to do with it. I did have it in a cover for a while, but it was a temporary cover until I got one that was more fitting for this thing here, this deck, but I haven't gotten a cover for it yet, so it's still just in the original book itself. So yeah, but wow, is this thick, and it got really difficult to decorate these pages. Probably around here or so was where things started to get really difficult decorating this. So it is a chunky book. All right, so this is Soryu. So here we go, Soryu, and that means twin dragon or double dragon. Yeah, and I will put up on screen the information about the dragon god as well as the message from the dragon god. And I will also put up on screen the body, item, food, and place. And there we go. Give that a moment to be on screen. And there we go. All right, and now we are on the translation page. Oh, by the way, the little message here says, oh, let me get it close. It says, Tani ni tayoru. And that means relying on others, basically to rely on others. And that makes sense. It's the twin dragons, so we've got twin energies. They rely on each other, and there we go. Now, this right here, I didn't actually paste this in yet because I think I'm going to reprint this out. I think I accidentally missed the first sentence of the message from the Dragon Gods here, so I'm gonna have to reprint this out, and I noticed that before I put it in So good. And I'll have to repaste that in. So there we go. So the tarot cards that I associated with Soryu. So I chose the Three of Cups. Ooh, let me see. The Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. And really because this was this card really exemplified that team effort and that relying on others, that group effort. And I think both of these cards do that very well. They're both threes, and three is the card, the number of growth and expansion, etc. And in both the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, it's more of a growth of the community. So I felt both of these were very fitting. So the passages for the Three of Cups, let's see, it says, no one is an island unto themselves, and then archipelago is a celebration of a community that collaborates for mutual benefit. Where would anyone be without support? After all, everyone deserves a friend. And then on the Three of Pentacles, it is their skin was lush. Their skin was lush ground for the little green ones to grow. In a ponderous moment, they were learning how to live. This collaboration of bodies made each more splendid than before. So I think both of those are a really good pick for Soryu. Now, as you can see, the spread that I created is very simple. And I'm not sure what the keyword I chose for this was, because normally I put that above here, but I think it looks like I forgot to. Probably collaboration might be a good one. Or just double. Double might be a good keyword. I don't remember. But I'm going to flip through the Spreadcrafters Oracle and see if I can find two cards that might be a good fit for this spread. Okay, I flipped through all the cards and kind of went through and picked some of my favorites for this. Now, we do have to narrow this down to just two cards. So I have Compromise, which I think is really good. Courage. Actually, I'm going to take Courage out. I don't think that one works. So Compromise, Commit. I'm going to take that one out too. Trust, that's good. Balance is good. Integrate and Align, those give the same sort of energy. So I kind of think it's like one or the other, integrate or align. Then a Relationship, that makes sense. Support and Synchronicity, which I do also like too. And Synchronicity also kind of maybe is fitting for, like, is kind of the same as this. I'm not sure. I think so. Support is an obvious one because we're talking about working together. But I kind of feel like the middle card, the actual Dragon God itself, is the support. So I think I'm going to take support out because I feel like the support is Soryu. I do like Align and Integrate. I think I like Align more. So I'm going to pick Align as a possibility. Compromise is good. Trust is good, but I think Relationship is out. Synchronicity is good too. Let me see what it says on the card. So what are the signs and meaningful coincidences that surround you right now? What do you need to pay attention to? Actually, that's not as good as I thought it was. No. Okay, so not Synchronicity. So now we're down to 4. I do think Align is a good one. So I think I'm for sure on Align. Balance just, like, I think I have a beef with the word balance. Probably because I'm a Libra and I get kind of sick of our keyword always being balance. You know? It's like, come on. So to stabilize, to return to the now, to find equilibrium and harmony. Harmony is probably a good one. But then again, I often replace the word balance with harmony when I'm talking about Libra. So maybe that's why I'm like, oh, harmony. Compromise is also good. All right, so let's see. the support card is Soryu, and it's providing that like kind of community support, that twin dragon, twin energy that ultimately we are aligning. But I like this for the last position. Compromise and align, or trust and align, or balance and align. Balance kind of feels like similar to align. So I'm going to take balance out. And now we have trust and compromise, and I think the winner is compromise. All right, so this is the spread. All right, so let me shuffle these real quick, and we can get a reading, like a simple sample reading going here. Now, this is, of course, just a sample little reading. I'm going to be kind of quick doing this. So, we pull the dragon god here, Soryu, and it's that energy of the twin dragon. So, relying on others and working within a community, that sort of energy, and the support that offers. So, how do we compromise? What do we need to compromise? What do we need to do to make this functioning? To make this function? So what do we need to compromise on? All right, and I have pulled the 8 of Cups for compromise. 8 of Cups. Okay, you know, like stepping away from maybe, let's say there's a project going on and we've got to work with others. It's a community effort, whatever that may be. So we've got to be able to walk away from good ideas that we may have or other people may have when they don't serve the greater purpose. So that may be where we need to compromise, knowing when to step away from, because there's probably lots of good ideas. There's lots of, this is a community effort. So, and then here in this image, we have several people sitting here at the table. And you know, lots of people are going to have good ideas, or whatever situation this is, there's going to be many great options. And we're going to need to compromise and know which of those to walk away from. All right, so align. And then how can we... let's see, to connect deeply, to return to a proper course, to live in your truths. How do we align these? Like, I don't quite like that little passage there, but but I do like the word align. So we need to compromise on stepping away from certain ideas, even if they might be good. And how do we come into alignment with the group? How do we come into alignment with those around us? All right, 6 of Pentacles. Ooh, that's good. Hearing everyone out, 6 of Pentacles is kind of a give and take, and there is a charity aspect to that. So I am sort of seeing that as a hearing people out and listening to the ideas of other people that we've written off, or maybe they haven't contributed as much, and throwing them a bone and kind of like listening, because someone else may have a better idea than all of these things. So that's kind of where I was going with this. And I mean, of course, this was just the, you know, what came to my mind pulling these cards. It could mean lots of different things because we don't exactly know the context of this, of course. So that is Soryu, and I am going to put on screen right now the message from the Dragon Gods that I recorded, me reading the message from the Dragon Gods. This is a reel for my Instagram, and there you go. Hi everyone, Niev here. Let's read card number 37, and this is Soryu. Tani ni tayoru. Hitori de futan o kakae. Jibun bakari ganbari sugite masen ka? Anata no mowari ni wa tayoreru hito ga ippaimasu. Sunao ni tani no chikara o karite mimashou. Dareka ni taru koto ga dekiru you ni naru to. Shinrai kankei ga umarete chimu roku mo apushi. Mina ga mitasareru you ni shokuba yakate tomo ningen naro no ningen kankei mo yoku narimasu. Okay, so we are on the last card. All right, awesome. So this is card number 38, and here is the card right here, and this is Kuzuru, and that means 9-head dragon. That's not focused, but let's see. 9, that's kanji for 9-head dragon. So the 9-headed dragon. So that is what is here. There we go, focus. All right, so that is Kuzuru. And I lost a page because this is so big, this book here. All right, so I will put on screen the information about this dragon god along with the message from the dragon god. And then I will also put on screen the body, food, item, and place for Kuzuru. All right, so now we are on the translation page, and here we go. Okay, so now I am going to read this little passage here, and it says, this is the quick message, and the quick messages are the ones that that I've really mostly been focusing on in regards to the meaning of the card, because sometimes the quick message, I had a different idea of what that meant before I read the message from the dragon god, or, you know, etc. For various, you know, I'm not specifically talking about this one. I actually don't even remember what the message is down here, but I mostly pay attention to the quick passage there. So I'm just saying that, you know, in case some of the message from the dragon gods isn't quite how I would interpret the passage here. But anyway, so this says, let me get it up to the screen. Hopefully that's focused. All right. So it is Zodai na Goru no Hajimari. And that means the beginning of a grand goal. So that is the meaning of that. Yeah, so the cards. So I only have one card in here because I'm pretty sure the other card I also chose for something else. But I'll have to reprint off that information. So right now I only have one of those cards, but the other one is here. So we have the Two of Wands and the Page of Cups. So this is what I chose for Kuzuru. Now, this is the beginning of a grand goal, and this may be seem like two odd cards for this. Maybe not the Two of Wands. I feel like the Two of Wands is a bit more obvious, and as in relation to the beginning of a grand goal. But the Page of Cups also, I feel, relates to this. So the Two of Wands, obviously, this is, you know, the Two of Wands has to do with you know, coming up with ideas, and it really is the beginning of a goal, you know, because with the Ace of Wands, we kind of have that spark of an idea, or a spark of passion, really. And then the Two of Wands is kind of a planning and putting steps in motion to start this goal. And then the Three of Wands, of course, is embarking on that goal. So yeah, to me, the Two of Wands makes sense. And since I don't have the card, the image for that, I'm going to have to grab the book and find what the passage is for that. I must have used the Two of Wands for another dragon god, and I do remember that now. I do remember using the Two of Wands before. Let me see. Ace Wands, Two Wands. All right, I'm going to try to bring this up close, and I don't have my glasses on, and the room is a little dark. It's brighter on camera, but it's a little dark right now. All right, so with future manifested, the task at hand is to chart a course. All paths must be seen to choose which will be best suited for aspiration. The planning and forethought will be crucial to any future progress. And to me, that makes, you know, all the sense in the world for a card representing the start of a grand goal. All right, so but we do have the Page of Cups here along with the little passage. So the Page of Cups says, sweet is the water that leads towards new ideas and opportunities. As you can see why I maybe went with the Page of Cups for this. Along this current, the heart of the dreamer slowly flows towards synchronicity. Ooh, synchronicity. Maybe we'll use that for one of these, because I did want to use that in the last card. but it wasn't quite right. And maybe I was channeling this card, so maybe I'll pull that out again. So I chose the Page of Cups for the beginning of a grand goal because the Page of Cups is very starry-eyed. And honestly, I could have gone with any of the pages for this. It is kind of that beginning, the beginning of things, and that naivete and yeah. The inexperience and the excitement of kind of starting something new, and that makes sense for all of the pages. But for me, the Page of Cups, first of all, it was the only page I had not used yet in this deck, so I could have, which isn't, I don't have to use that because that's not the only reason I would use it, but it did lean more toward the Page of Cups for that, since I hadn't used it yet. And also, I feel like there's a certain dreamer quality to the Page of Cups that is missing from the other pages. The Page of Swords is more academic. The Page of Pentacles is maybe more in financial minded or abundance minded or practical minded. Then the Page of Wands feels more passion driven, and we already have the Two of Wands here, so I feel like we already have that level of passion, and that I felt like this card needed a bit more of that dreamer energy. So that's why I chose the Page of Cups. All right, so I picked a 4-card reading for this one. Yeah, I don't know why. It was just kind of the feeling that I had. I kind of liked 5 total cards, including the Dragon God in the center. So I went with a 4-card reading, and I just did a square around it. So, and it did kind of mimic the two, the two wands, so maybe that's partially where I was going with that. Yeah, the 2 wands and then a cup filled here for the Page of Cups. We'll go with that. All right, so let me look through the Spread Crafters cards and see if I can come up with some cards that make sense for this. Okay, so the cards that I pulled out here, I separated them out into kind of the 4 sections that I'm sort of thinking about. So kind of a beginning, the first card going to be some sort of beginning, as this is about the beginning of a grand goal. So what would be a good pick for the beginning? So I have Purpose, Seeker, Navigate, which actually I feel like this is better for a little bit later on, so I'm going to move this later on. So Purpose, Seeker, Potential, Motivation. Those make sense for a beginning card. I think I like Potential, so I'm going to pick that, and I'm going to put these off to the side because I may change my mind. So the second position, I was thinking should be some sort of challenge card, something that we're having in our way. And I have 3 cards for this. I have Limiting Beliefs, which makes sense. So, we start off with the potential. What's the limiting belief? Okay. Or fear. What do we fear? Or responsibility. This is the beginning of a grand goal. So we've got the beginning, which is potential. So what's the challenge? Is it fear of this new thing? Is it limiting beliefs? Or is it responsibility? I think I'm going to take responsibility out. I don't think that quite works for this. And I think I like fear the best. Yeah, I think I like fear the best for this. Okay, so now we have 2 cards. So now the third card is going to be kind of a moving past that sort of thing. Let's see. I have several cards for this. So I pulled out Synchronicity again, just because we saw that in the book. So maybe. So what are some signs and meaningful coincidences that surround you right now? What do you need to pay attention to? And that's pretty similar to another card I have, which is Luck. Both Synchronicity and Luck kind of have that same sort of energy where it's like, where are we looking for signs, for positive signs in this situation, I guess. It's kind of where I'm going with that. I also pulled out balance, but I think I'm going to put that out. I really just don't jive with that balance word, I guess. Then I also have explore, you know, because this is coming after fear. So we have the potential, we have the fear. What are we fearing about this? And then there needs to be some, I also have a navigate here. So it's that next step after that fear. And so finding something, it needs to be something positive. So synchronicity is pretty good. I'm going to take explore out. Navigate, so explore and navigate I liked because of that Two of Wands energy. So how do we navigate this fear? How do we find luck or synchronicity? Actually, I think navigate makes the most sense for this. So I think I'm going to go with that. How do we navigate that fear? All right, so what is the potential of this grand goal? What are some of our fears around it, and how do we navigate that? And then finally, the final card needs to be something having to do with conquering, courage, or commit. 3 C's here, apparently. Yeah, and I think I like potential the best, so I'm going to put these away. So how do we conquer this? Is it conquer or... I think conquer or commit makes the most sense for this, so I'm going to put courage away. So let's see, conquer or commit. I think conquer. Conquer makes sense for this. All right, so this is the spread. So we're at the beginning of the grand goal. What is its potential? What do we fear? How do we navigate that? And how do we conquer it? I think that works. I'm going to pull out some cards right now. So what is the potential of our grand goal? Let's see, we have the Nine of Wands, so that's pretty good. So the Nine of Wands to me is like a perseverance. It is, it's the wounded warrior is kind of what I think of when I think of the Nine of Wands. It's sticking to it. So the potential is something that could be long lasting and bring us some success through that hard work and sticking to it. It's a certain level of perseverance. So this grand goal has the potential of really making things last. And since potential is a good thing, this is lasting in a good way. This is something long lasting. So that is a potential to it. So what is a fear surrounding this? Let's see, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, walking away, running away from things when they get too hard. And that is kind of how I would read that, because the Nine of Wands is that wounded warrior. It's really sticking to it. So the fear is that when things get tough, we're going to run away instead of sticking to it. All right, so how do we navigate that fear? Let's pull out another card here. How do we navigate that fear? Two of Swords, instincts. The Two of Swords is about making a decision, and really relying on those instincts and knowing which way to turn for that. So that's like, we know which way to go. It's within us. And we're able to navigate that pretty well. So I think that's a pretty good card for that. So, and then finally, what do we need to conquer this new goal? And I'm going to pull out another card. We have the Ace of Swords. Quick, clear, honest communication. That's what needs to happen here to really conquer this. So this grand goal, we're starting off, the potential of it is something that's long-lasting, that sticks around for quite a while. The fear is that we'll run away when things start to get rough. And then, sorry about the dog if you can hear her. And then how do we navigate that fear? That Two of Swords is we know the right way to go. We have the instincts there. Trust our gut on that. And then finally, how do we conquer that? It's the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is all about that clear, decisive communication. It is like, you know, there's no pussyfooting around it. Like, this is what it is. That's how we conquer it. Make a decisive decision and cut through any sort of bullshit or whatever may be in the way. So that's how I would read this reading. So I will put on the screen now the last reel that I did, where I was reading the message from the Dragon God in Japanese. So there we go. I'll put it on the screen. Hi everyone, Niamh here. Let's read the last card. We're on the last card, and this is Kuzuru. Sodai na goru no hajimari. Kongo anata ni jinsei o shiawase ni michibiku sugoi koto ga okorimasu. Tadashi hajimari wa totemo chisana koto. Saisho wa sore ga doko ni tsunagate kuno ka mada wakarimasen ga, tsuzukeru uchi ni sapoto, taisei ga totonoi, kyorokusha ga fueru naru. Tsuki to chansu ni megumare te ikimasu. Ryuu no kago ga tsuiteiru no de. Anshin shite susunde kudasai. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Watching this whole series, all like 30 of you that watch these videos, 30 if I'm lucky, because this series definitely was not a popular one, but I enjoyed it, and I did learn a lot, and hopefully some other people gleaned something valuable out of this series. I'm just laying out as many of the cards as I can, and there we go. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye!